Welcome everyone to the Temple of Clarity here in Vista, California for our Tuesday meditation, and it's a special event, January 5th, 2021. It is the birthday of Paramahansa Yogananda, lovingly called Master. Yogananda means bliss through yoga, and yoga means union with God. So when we merge with our divine self, when we merge with the infinite and become one with all, there is this absolute ecstatic bliss and joy. And it's, as he says, it is ever new joy, joy after joy after joy. So I say happy birthday to you, beloved Master. And to start this service, I thought I would play a little bit of him and his voice so that you can hear him. Some people have never heard his voice. And first thing I'm going to play before this meditation is Master chanting the Om. And listen very carefully to the way he chants this Om. It is so powerful, the way he uses his voice and his breath to express this holy sound. And he uses his whole body, and he would throw his chest wide open so that his heart chakra would open, and he would chant this Om. It's electrifying. Before we begin this meditation, make yourself comfortable. Turn off any distractions, your phone, television. Shut the door to your room. Create the space in your living room or wherever you are watching to allow the greatest release of light from your soul and the greatest influx of light from heaven to charge your world with ever new joy. Take a moment to correct anything in your world or mind or body. Yogananda spoke about how to meditate. And as if you were to meet the king or a queen, but really it is the creator of the universe, you will be sitting straight. You will be so very alert. You will be energized. And when you set that kind of intention in a meditation, there is set into motion a spiritual connection to the source, to where you are sitting. You have opened the door to spirit. You have welcomed and invited divine energies, frequencies, the presence of the Holy Spirit, the presence of the Divine Mother, the presence of God Almighty into your life, into your mind, into your vision, into your hearing. In the name of the Christ, in the name of the I Am that I Am, I call to all the masters of the Kriya lineage, Babaji, Krishna, Lahiri Mahasai, Shiyuktaswar, Paramahansa Yogananda, all those ascended masters of yoga, of the Eastern Brotherhood of Light, from El Morya Khan, Kathumi, Dwal Kul, Serapis Bey, and the Egyptian Brotherhood of Light. We create a room for you here in this temple. We invite you into this room, into this meditation, into this honoring of the great Master Paramahansa Yogananda, who has led millions and millions to the Christ light within. We sit in honor and in divine integrity as we await the coming of the great Maha Avatar, Paramahansa, the avatar of love. So now we'll start this meditation, and in the language of your own heart, and in the words that will pour through your consciousness from God, your God presence, communicate, receive, and give the light, the Shakti, the Om vibration. So coming back, we're going to listen to the Om sound and listen to Yogananda chanting the Om. I could hear the Om here in the temple. So when you're listening to the Master chanting the Om, he is magnetizing that energy from creation, from the source outside time and space, into matter, into this physical dimension. And it begins to sing and accelerate and spin in your consciousness as you are hearing these intonations. The sound molecules are spinning in your higher bodies. The divine prana is swirling around you in a quickening action, bringing you into a heightened state of awareness of spirit, of God, where you are. So listen to this with holy expectancy that the inner light in the spiritual eye will start to glow like a sun, and the inner sound will reverberate in your physical body, your spiritual bodies, and you will hear the divine sound of the Om as you bring it into your temple where you are. And as divine masters in the becoming, all of us, we have to make it happen for ourselves. We have to use our divine will and ask and command the light to enter the temple. As a son of God, it is our right. As a daughter of God, it is for your own use. So listen to this sound of the Master. I hope you could hear the inner sound of the Om. It does take some practice. You have to know what you're looking for. It's always there. What I do is empty myself, empty my mind, clear out all the noise, surrender and give myself to the light. And then I will begin to notice like a flame, like a movement, an energy of pure spirit all around me. And in that is the sound. And I will see the spiritual light as the sound gets louder. It's becoming more aware. And not being trapped by the noise of the mind, the busyness of all the thoughts. Listen again to the voice of the Master, and then we'll have another moment afterwards to listen to the Om again. And when you are so hungry for God, it will come. It's up to you to create space within self for the light to fill. There's more to the Om meditation. If you're interested, you can get free lessons from the Self-Realization Fellowship. You can apply for their lessons online. And there he'll outline the complete Om meditation in one of the lessons that you'll have. Paramahansa Yogananda was born Mukunda, Lagos, January 5th, 1893. He passed away on March 7th, 1952. He was 59 years old, very young. His guru was Yukteswar, and he wrote Autobiography of a Yogi, which is in the top 100 spiritual books of the 20th century, according to Harper San Francisco publishers. Yogananda was really the first yogi, Swami, from India. I think maybe there was one other but before him, but he was one of the first to come. And the American people had never seen anything like it, and they were just infatuated with him. And 5,000 people would come to one of his lectures. And he would demonstrate the meditation techniques and the yoga techniques. And the power of God would fill the auditorium. Both his parents were disciples of Lahiri Mahasai, who was Yukteswar's guru. And so there was a direct connection how the masters arrange families. Yogananda wrote down his aims and his ideals for the Self-Realization Fellowship, and I'd just like to want to share that with you to give you insight on this great soul that came to teach us this technique of yoga to save us from the rounds of rebirth. His number one goal was to disseminate among the nations a knowledge of definite scientific techniques for attaining direct personal experience with God. And I love that for myself. I want everyone to have that direct personal experience with God. When you see the inner light and when you hear the inner sound, you're in the flow of spirit. You're on the highway directly to God realization. So the scientific techniques for direct experience with God, that is really what we're here for. That's why we do the meditations. Not just to wallow away the time. It is direct communion. And when we know that, a light shines in your aura that all the angels and masters can see. And that is the beginning, the process. He also said that he wanted to teach the purpose of life is evolution through self-effort of man's limited mortal consciousness into the God consciousness, and to this end to establish self-realization temples for God communion throughout the world, to reveal complete harmony and basic oneness of the original Christianity as taught by Jesus Christ and the original yoga as taught by Bhagavan Krishna. And that in itself is a huge mission, because people like to say, this is my God, this is my religion. And wars have been fought over that. And to bring it into, to bring these two, East and West, into harmony, into the brotherhood and sisterhood of light. He really was a forerunner of that. Also, he said to point out the one divine highway which leads all paths of all true religions, beliefs eventually lead, which is the road to God, devotional meditation on God. To liberate man from his threefold suffering also was his mission: physical disease, mental inharmonies, and spiritual ignorance. Yoga establishes all the subtle pranic pathways and connects them and infuses them with divine energy when we do Hatha Yoga. That brings physical harmony. And when the body is relaxed, the mind begins to relax. And meditation also brings mental harmony. And then the wisdom of God realization brings that and is the antidote for spiritual ignorance. He also encouraged people in plain living, yet high thinking, to spread the spirit of brotherhood among all peoples by teaching the eternal basics of their unity and kinship with God. We all have the same Father, Mother. To demonstrate the superiority of mind over body and of soul over mind. Through willpower and the exercising of divine will within the heart, mind, body, and soul of a person, through practice of yoga and meditation, one easily has control over their mind. One has the ability to turn off the thoughts and the noise. He also says to overcome evil by good, sorrow by joy, cruelty by kindness, and ignorance by wisdom. And in his books, his many books, there are many beautiful insights in accomplishing all those. Tonight, he wanted to also unite science with religion through realization of the unity of their underlying principles. So this great God-realized man walked the earth right here in Encinitas, meditated in the temple there, swam in the ocean in Encinitas, left his vibration around the world. His main teaching is Kriya Yoga, which is a type of pranayama. In the Kriya Yoga is the energization of the prana and the life force, moving that energy up and down the spine through a breathing technique. I recommend you look into that for yourself. He said it was the highest meditation technique and how he attained God consciousness and many other masters. The Kriya Yogi mentally directs his life energy to revolve upward and downward around the 6 spinal centers, which correspond to the 12 astral signs of the zodiac, the symbolic cosmic man. 1/2 minute of revolution of energy around the sensitive spinal cord of man affects the subtle progress of his evolution Godward. And that 1/2 minute of Kriya equals 1 year of natural spiritual unfoldment. So he says it is the highway to God, the freeway, the fast lane to God. As you practice this technique and moving the energy, it shortens your spiritual, accelerates your spiritual growth and shortens your we'll just say it accelerates your spiritual growth. For those of you online who have never read Autobiography of a Yogi, it's one of the easiest reads that you'll ever have, and you'll really thank yourself for watching it or for reading it. There's also a book, other books by him that you can get. Autobiography is kind of it's a story about his life, how he met his guru, the miracles that he's witnessed, his God realization moment when he went into samadhi. He verbalizes it. And then afterwards, his visits to many of the great saints of India, where he interviewed them and talked to them, and the miracles and the amazing things that happened after that, during that. Paramahansa Yogananda, we thank you so much. You have changed the world. You have brought us closer to God. Thank you for coming during this meditation. Thank you for visiting each one on this broadcast. Thank you for touching my heart, my mind, my soul, and bringing me closer to God, closer to the source. Thank you for all that you have done in the service of the masters and for bringing the unity of all religions. as we all see that there is this one thing that we all share. We all come from the same source, the oneness. Good night, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for your work, too. Thank you so much for your contribution to raising the vibration of the planet. I know that you are working on creating this vision of a utopia, of a golden crystal age of peace and freedom and joy and equality and love and bliss and freedom. And together we will make this world a better place before we leave this planet and go on our next journey. I will see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday, 7:30, for the Divine Mother Worship Service. And I seal this service in the love and light and gratitude for all the Ascended Masters, all the Masters and Buddhas, God-realized beings who walk the earth, our elder brothers and sisters who left the breadcrumbs that we can follow and accelerate our own path back to the one. Good night, everyone.